Commission is a citizen advisory group to the City Council. They're charged with making recommendations concerning land use plans, planning processes, and/or on matters of plan implementation. All regular meetings of the Planning and Zoning are quasi-judicial in nature and are recorded for record retention and minute transcription. Prior to this meeting, a agenda clarification meeting was held at 6 o'clock. The agenda for this evening, we will start with agenda item number 1, which is roll call and disclosure of conflict of interest, ex parte communication, and site visit. So Aislinn, if you would call the roll, and if each commission member would please state your name, the area for which you represent, and any conflict of interest or communication or site visit.
Bill Hancock.
My name is Bill Hancock. I reside over in the Fremont Heights area. I did do a site visit. I have nothing else to report.
Brian Loveland.
I'm Ryan Loveland. I'm from the Alameda area. I have nothing to report.
Sarah O'Connor.
I'm Sarah O'Connor from the college neighborhood, and I did do a site visit.
Ryan Satterfield.
Ryan Satterfield from the Highland area. I did a site visit, nothing else to report.
Jack Moore.
I'm Jack Moore, and I live in the old, historic Old Town district, and I did a site visit.
Very good.
Oh, and we're noticing Jack Brennan was excused and Steve DeLong is unexcused.
Very good. Thank you, Aislinn. All right, agenda item number 2 is the approval of minutes. Commissioners, I assume that you've looked through the minutes. Any discussion on the minutes?
Yes, and looking at the minutes, I saw that a couple of things needed to be changed. That Sarah O'Connor was present in the last meeting, and Mr. Loveland, Ryan Loveland, who shows on the minutes, was not present. Also, by our best recollection, I believe that the public hearing ended at 6:54 p.m. instead of 6:56 p.m. With the notation of those changes, I would approve the submission of these minutes with those changes.
Very good. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Excellent. So it's been moved by Hancock and seconded by O'Connor with to approve the minutes with those 2 changes. Aislinn, would you please call the vote?
Hancock.
Yes.
O'Connor.
Yes.
Loveland.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Satterfield.
Yes. All right, now agenda item number 3, public hearing for a conditional use permit. This time has been set aside for the commission to hear comments from the public regarding a request by M.M. Shirin Properties, LLC, represented by Tom Harris of Star Corporation, for a conditional use permit to allow installation of up to 12 receive-only satellite dishes at 810 West Alameda Road. The property is located within a commercial general zoning district. Municipal Code 15.42 allows new wireless communication facilities in commercial general zoning districts through the conditional use permit process.
I'm actually Joe Capraro. I'm the operations manager for Ventura Broadcasting and KVUI 31. My last name is Capraro.
And if you could please give us your address.
My home address?
A mailing address or any address that you...
810 West Alameda, 83201.
Thank you.
That's the site that these satellite dishes are going to.
Excellent. All right, yeah, if you would like to kind of present what...
Sure. The Channel 31 is currently owned by Buckaloo Media in Austin, Texas. It's being sold to Mr. Sheeran. Currently, we are renting satellite dishes from KPVI and some server space. Mr. Sheeran was more interested in owning his own property. He actually purchased 2 buildings on Alameda. One he's keeping as an investment property because the tenants wanted to stay. But we've purchased that StarCorp building, and the plan is to put these 12 dishes in. The initial plan, because he's also considering purchasing Channel 15, so all 12 dishes will only be necessary if the second sale goes through, but as I understand it, they're fairly close to closing with the bays on that too. But initially, it will probably just be the 5 along the railroad tracks and the 2 smaller ones just in front. But we are still seeking approval for all 12, and they are all receive only. We'll be sending our signal up to the transmitter using a newer technology than most stations use, a microwave dish we'll be using internet encoders and decoders to do that. So should that fail miserably, we may come back and ask for microwave permits, but the technology is in use in enough places where we're fairly confident that it'll work.
Excellent. Okay.
And StarCorp is doing all the work for us, which is fantastic. They've been great.
Awesome. One question I have for you. The staff did recommend that a fence be installed. I don't know if you saw that. What is your feeling about that?
We had considered either a fence or the poles, the
Bollards?
Yeah, the
Okay.
buffer poles. So I'm not sure which he's going to go with, but it'll be one or the other. We will separate the dishes from the rest of the parking lot, just for safety's and common sense sake.
Sure. Yeah. And I think part of the idea behind the fence was, sight, just kind of hide them a little more than anything.
And as far as the look of it, the size and scale of the dishes we're going to use is similar to what Cable One has on Alameda, a little bit east of us. But ours will be arranged a little more neatly. Theirs are sort of haphazard and pointed in all different directions. We're going to try and keep them as neatly arranged as we can.
Very good. Any other questions for the applicant?
Yes, okay. If I understand, if we approve this according to staff recommendations, their staff recommendations say shall be constructed, the fence shall be. It's not bollards are not an option anymore if that is approved.
Okay, yeah, if the requirement is for a fence, and then would there be a specific height and material?
Well, I'm just reading,
requirement?
minimum 6-foot high site obscuring fence or wall shall be constructed as depicted in Exhibit 3.
Okay.
Now, we could ask Matt there, but I'm just saying, if you have if you have a problem with it, we need to hammer that out before we bind you to a fence.
If that is the only option that's being presented to us, we can commit to that. That will not be a problem.
Any other questions? All right, thank you.
Great, thank you very much.
Matt, if we could have the staff report.
Good evening, Mr. Chair, Commission members. Matthew Lewis, Planning Division Manager for the city. Tom Harris, Project Manager with Star Corporation representing Sharon Properties LLC. Requests a conditional use permit to allow installation of up to 12 receive-only satellite dishes behind the building located at 810 West Alameda Road. The property is located within a commercial general zoning district. The wireless communication towers and facilities ordinance, specifically section 14 or 1542.090 zoning district and land use, allows new towers not in public rights of way in commercial general zoning districts through the conditional use permit process. Municipal Code Section 15.42.30 has a definition of tower as includes any structure built for the sole or primary purpose of supporting any wireless communication facilities. Municipal Code Section 1542.30 defines wireless communication facilities as means any facility that transmits and or receives electromagnetic signals, including antennas, microwave dishes, parabolic antennas, directional antennas, and other supporting equipment for the transmission of reception of signals, towers, or similar structures supporting equipment buildings, shelters, cabinets, parking area, or accessory development. Subject property is located at the corner of Alameda and Pole Line Road. Union Pacific Railroad abuts the property on its northern and western boundaries. Maverick Gas Station is directly east across the street on Pole Line Road, and manufacturing business is to the south. Considering these uses, staff does not anticipate the placement of the satellite dishes would be out of character, particularly with screening as recommended by staff under condition number 2. The project consists of the following: 8 12-foot diameter receive-only satellite dishes, 5 adjacent Union Pacific property, and 3 east of an existing gas line easement and attendant equipment. 16 concrete bollards, proposed 3-inch 2 times underground conduit, and 2 utility boxes. Based on a review of the application materials, staff, site, municipal code standards, and comprehensive plan goals and objectives, planning staff, division staff recommends approval of the request with the 4 conditions noted in my staff report. Public notice. Notice of this application was published in the Idaho State Journal. Sent to property owners within a 300-foot radius of the subject property, and a sign was posted on the property giving notice of the hearing. No correspondence has been received by staff as the time of this meeting. I'd just like to clarify, as far as the fence is concerned, if we go to, I believe it's Exhibit 2, there's some X's right there. And the bollards are okay as they had it, but staff felt like to just have a better screening, especially towards Alameda, that there would be a site obscuring fence or some kind of a wall there, and then just the small section that was facing Pole Line Road. There's not too much of a concern with fencing the entire thing, so the remaining bollards that they have there is not a concern for staff. So,
But they do not satisfy your requirement to, in and of themselves, right? The bollards themselves do not satisfy recommendation 2.
yeah, they can have some bollards. It's just where you have the X's there on my
Yeah. But they still would have to have a fence.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think probably what we'll decide to do is just run the fence along where the dots are, where the bollards are,
Yeah.
bollards are marked. We'll probably just run the fence from one end to the other. It seems simpler.
Yeah. So, the ideal, they can choose to do whatever, but it was just that one section, and then bollards, and then fence. Or if they want to do the entire area fence, that's fine. Staff didn't see any need to have fencing along the railroad, but more towards the general public as far as roads are concerned. That's all I have. If you have questions, I'd be happy to answer those.
Thank you, Matt. Any questions for Matt? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, with that, we will open the public hearing. Since everybody here has already spoken, if there's anyone else, if not, we will close the public hearing. Okay, with the public hearing closed, we will now open it up for discussion among the commission or entertain a motion.
I'd motion that we recommend the, not recommend, no recommend, we approve the conditional use permit subject to staff recommendations and authorize the chair to sign finding of fact and decision. I think I got everything there, right?
Do we have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Very good. So it's been motioned by Loveland, second by O'Connor. Aislinn, would you call the vote?
Hancock,
Yes.
Loveland,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
O'Connor,
Yes.
Satterfield.
Yes. Motion carries. That will conclude our meeting. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much.